Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Same. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I mean, it's really it's been kind of a hard period for a certain group of people, but the reality is that you all really have to face what is going on because you all you all bargain for it, play stupid games and win stupid prizes, right? So this is part of what you all voted for because Black people told you all from the onset, from the beginning, the implications, I mean, of what will happen if you all did not do the right thing and you all still went ahead to do what you did. And a lot of them are living in fear, going around asking questions, how this will affect them, how the other one will affect them. Last I checked, I told you guys that Texas already they gave Donald Trump somewhere they are going to build a concentration camp, and you all already know the people that will be there. And right now, it is already that they are planning to use military to send everybody away. And the fact that, and also I learned that Miami, Florida, and all that, there are also so many Latinos living there, and Florida and Miami. The reality is that if these people did not learn from the beginning, during their time, Ron DeSantis, when it pushed them all out. And if you check the people that voted for Ron DeSantis, they were the ones that voted for Ron DeSantis. I mean, it's really becoming interesting. You know what? Let's get into. Tried to tell them.
2 months from now, President-elect Donald Trump will be getting ready to take the oath of office. Today, he posted on his social media that it is true he plans to declare a national emergency and use the military for a mass deportation program. NBC6 politics reporter Hatzel Vela is live now with what immigration attorneys are saying about the effects right here for South Florida. Hatzel.
Jackie, these are two different attorneys who know this community well, and tonight have a stark warning, especially for Haitians and Nicaraguans who are here under Biden's humanitarian parole program. President-elect Donald Trump has vowed that on day one, his administration will restrict immigration and ramp up deportations. Two immigration attorneys we talked to say this will immediately affect South Florida, as Trump is expected to end the parole program for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. All those groups have the largest exile communities right here in South Florida.
More people are going to go to trial. More people are going to be deported.
Immigration attorney Willie Allen says our community does not realize the kind of impact this will have on local families.
I'm not worried about Cubans because we have the Cuban Adjustment Act.
Cubans are the only group in the U.S. who, by law, can legalize in a year and a day. Allen's also not too worried about Venezuelans, as some are protected by temporary protective status through April of 2025.
Who am I worried about? Number one, Haitians. The Haitians were the one group that had the most entries with the humanitarian parole.
He's right. Through the end of September, the Department of Homeland Security says nearly 214,000 Haitians have arrived in the U.S. through the parole program. Venezuelans are the second highest number, with nearly 121,000 granted parole. Cubans come in third place with more than 110,000 who have arrived under the program, and more than 96,000 Nicaraguans have used it.
The argument would be that he could do away with the program, but the people who are already here have a 2-year window to stay here.
But that 2-year window is coming to a close, leaving hundreds of thousands of people in legal limbo and possible deportation orders.
Starting in 2026, a lot of people will not have any status, and people are panicking, and they have reason to panic because they don't see a future.
In the case of Haiti, these are immigrants who now don't see a future here or in Haiti.
Haiti right now is going through a lot. We have gang infesting areas. We have a lot of murders, and they are worried that they will be sent to their death.
That's quite a statement. Both attorneys agree the effects of mass deportations go beyond these communities or these groups here in South Florida. They say expect significant impact on our local economy, which relies heavily on immigrants who work in agriculture, construction, and many other sectors. Reporting live from the newsroom, I'm Hatzel Vela, NBC6.
Those of you who are legal here in the United States and are part of the Latin community and voted for Donald Trump, you put this into motion. Black people tried to warn you.
Black people voted against this, but the Latin community, you all voted for this. At risk could be people living and working in Florida under such programs as temporary protected status, that's TPS, asylum or parole for Cuban, Haitian, Nicaraguan, and Venezuelan migrants, deferred action for childhood arrivals, that's DACA, which has allowed thousands of children born to undocumented parents who live in Florida will be affected. And the Latin community voted for this. I shouldn't say the entire Latin community because there are several different groups within the Latin community: Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, Cubans, Mexicans. It's mainly the Cubans, and the Cubans feel comfortable in voting for Donald Trump or Republicans because they have a small modicum of protection. That guy said there's some program that they take advantage of that allows them to become citizens after a year and a day here in the United States. But Cubans, look into the denaturalization process because they also plan to do that for those of you that are naturalized citizens that were not born here but were able to obtain your citizenship. Yeah, they plan on taking that away and sending you on your way as well. I feel sorry for my Haitian brothers and sisters that are going to be swept up in this. Please know that your American brothers and sisters, we rose up and voted in mass against this. What's so disheartening about all of this, about watching all of this coming to fruition, I tried to warn against video after video after video screaming into the void, having people trying to shut me down by telling me that you're fear-mongering about Project 2025. I wasn't fear-mongering. They simply told us what they were going to do, and I read it. I educated myself on it, and I sounded the alarm so others would know what they were planning. It wasn't fear-mongering. And now you got content creators on here talking about where are all those people that were fear-mongering about Project 2025? Why aren't they talking about putting plans into place to protect us from Project 2025? Well, we tired. Those of us who were screaming into the void while you were shutting us down, talking over us, yeah, we tired. We're tired. Our energy is spent. We're tired. And there's not much that we can do to stop it at this point. The only thing that I'm planning to do from this point is to reserve my energy to keep you all educated and trying to protect me and my family from what's about to happen. That's all I can do at this point. All the pain and suffering that's headed our way, we tried to stop it. For me, to my own detriment as far as my mental health. The Democrats, the ones y'all talked shit about through the entire election season, the Democrats will rise up to try to fight Republicans from doing this. Yeah, the people that y'all talked shit about will rise up to try to stop this from happening.
Well, looks like Miami has entered the find out phase. So it's being reported, and I read an article in the Tallahassee Democrat, that Miami-Dade County is going to be ground zero for the Orange Man's deportation program. Now, if you didn't know, Miami-Dade County has a 70% Hispanic population. This fact helped the Orange Man win the county by 11 percentage points. It's like the first time a Republican has won Miami-Dade County since 1988. Now, it makes sense for this program to start in Miami-Dade County because, honestly, Miami-Dade probably has the most deportation cases that are open in the whole country. And truth be told, Miami has a large concentration of immigrants. That's just a fact. Immigrants that are documented and undocumented. And chances are, if you live in Miami, you probably know someone who's undocumented. It's just unavoidable. But just to be clear, this whole program is not just going to target people that are undocumented. It also is going to target people that are on DACA. It's going to target people with temporary protected status. It's going to target people seeking asylum. And keep in mind, those people aren't illegal, but for the simple fact that those programs that they're trying to use will be taken away or expired. And with those programs being taken away or expired, now you are technically undocumented. Now, it's estimated that there are approximately 1.1 million people who are living in the state of Florida undocumented. That's about 5% of the population of the entire state. And so you already have economists talking about how this is going to negatively impact the economy of the state of Florida. And if you remember a year or two ago, the governor here implemented something on a smaller scale with a law that he implemented that caused a lot of the immigrant community to leave the state, which caused a shortage of labor, and we have more jobs available than actual people to work those jobs here. And when this program is implemented, that's only going to exacerbate the situation. And it also mentions how in this article that there were certain exceptions as far as like when you could like do quote unquote raids, as far as like schools were protected, hospitals, places of worship, etc. When this program is implemented, all those exceptions for safe spaces are going to be eliminated. So meaning your child could be, in the middle of a math lesson, and all of a sudden you got ICE at the elementary school doors coming to take them away. So, and don't think this is just going to affect a certain group of immigrants. It's going to affect everyone, whether you are Haitian, whether you're Venezuelan, whether you're Nicaraguan, whether you're Cuban, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're here undocumented or you're here trying to go through the proper channels and you haven't been able to achieve a certain status yet, it's going to affect you. And it's going to have a greater impact on the economy because, again, you're eliminating a large percentage of the workforce. And like I said, we're at a point now where we have more jobs than people to work them. And if you think that a certain group of people are going to get out here and work these jobs that these immigrants are working, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. Like I say, man, it is what it is. It's what it's what people voted for. It's what people decided that they wanted. So see how it all plays out.
Whenever my heart gets just a little too heavy about the results of the most recent presidential election here in the United States, and I start thinking and worrying about this country burning to the ground, I have to remind myself how many times in my own life that my life has burned to the fucking ground, and how I alone had to pick up the pieces and pick up the ashes and make some sweet-ass lemonade with some rotten, expired ass fucking lemons. This is especially true for women of color, and especially doubly, triply, quadruply true for Black women. Ask yourself, especially if you are a member of the poor or the working class, which is 99% of us, right? Ask yourself, how many times has your life burned to the fucking ground? How many times have you been left and abandoned alone to pick up the pieces, to make something out of nothing, to make a miracle happen, to make lemons or to make lemonade out of rotten, sour, expired lemons? How many times have you had to do that? Now, am I saying that prior trauma and prior negative experiences and adversity somehow morphs you into a stronger person. No, because as those of us who are survivors of trauma know, trauma more than anything just traumatizes you and can lead to resentment and bitterness. I'm not saying that. Rather, I'm saying because you have survived trauma and you're here today, right now, watching this on your phone or whatever device, you've survived the trauma. You have the tools and the know-how and the resources to survive, to thrive in spite of trauma and to overcome it. Those tools, that intergenerational know-how that was passed on to you, that you pass on to others, some people don't have those tools. People don't have that know-how. They're not accustomed to having to rob Peter to pay Paul. They're not accustomed to having to make do with less. They're not accustomed to shopping on a budget and knowing how to look cute and glamorous, buying your makeup products from the beauty supply or the dollar store. They don't know how to make $20 of gas stretch in your car. They don't know those things. They don't know how to still thrive and seek community and meaningful connections with others in spite of everything that's happening around you. Again, how many times has your own life burned to the fucking ground and you're still here? Worse for wear, scarred, bruised, maybe even broken, but you're still here. That's knowledge. You have resources that other people don't have, and knowledge is power. Let that comfort you anytime you find yourself down in the doldrums when you start thinking about the results of the most recent presidential election.
Notice how the most qualified women of color are always written off as DEI hires or inexperienced, but then the most unqualified white men, ones that always have harassment allegations, are never held to that same standard. I have a name for this, okay? I call it MAGA affirmative action. All of these people are just MAGA affirmative action hires. Their only qualification is that they are loyal to Donald Trump. Other than that, they are completely unqualified.
So this is all I got from this video. I really do not know where to, we've talked about this so much, and it looks like every day it is looking very real, because some people felt like this is never going to happen, or it is not possible and all that. But we all can see that it is really very possible, and it is very soon. We are already in December, right? So literally we have 1 month plus to get into that phase. And all I can say is that our Black people tried so hard to avoid all this, because they kept talking about this even before election. It's not that it's not like it's something they did not talk about. Sincerely speaking, Black people went all out to talk about this, and at the same time reminded you people how you all have to buckle up and sit up so that nobody faces some kind of challenges, right? And you all kept lying on social media saying that, yeah, we are doing blue and all that. And in the end, the poll showed how you all voted for. And thank God for this thing, because some people will still be lying that it is not from them. And the other Asians will be saying it is not them. Maybe Latinos will be saying it's not them. Cubans will be saying it's not them. But we all can see how you all voted, right? You all can also see how Black people voted. You saw how white people voted. If the minorities, if the brown people had done what they would, what they were supposed to do, I am sure we won't be here talking about this. I think a few days ago, I told you people how Greg Abbott, right? I think that's his name. Yeah, Greg Abbott, Texas governor, how he has already given Donald Trump a space where they are going to build concentration camp. And what are they going to use the concentration camp to do? For those, they are going to put people there, and they are your people, Latinos. They are going to put them there, and they are going to work there for free. That is modern day slavery, right? The Haitians, all these people, okay, I am not going to include Haitian, because Black people, they all came out, right? But this is also going to affect some other people too. See, sincerely speaking, I keep saying that I will never ever get over the fact that I woke up to the result and I am seeing Latinos topping the chart. So you all can see that Black people did their part, because I saw some of you people's Thanksgiving videos where some of them, their uncles, they found out who voted for Trump and who did not vote for Trump. They were literally fighting themselves, right? I don't want to bring it there, but if anybody wants, I probably would get the link and give people to go and watch. This is to tell you how messed up. And some of you are still out there defending their bullshit. Some said that, Trump is only going to deport people that are not family oriented. Are you that daft? It's only a daft person that can come out to say something like that. Where is it written on your forehead that you are family oriented? Of course. The first one I look at you, the first thing I see is a Latino. That is the first thing I see. That they are not going to deport good people. How am I supposed to know you're a good one? How is the cop or the actually? I hope you all know that they are going to use the military to send you all back home. And the worst part of this is that some people are going to survive it, some people will not survive it. Black people try to warn you people. I know how hard. US don't even know what they are doing yet because this is going to affect your economy so bad. They don't know all this, right? But let's see how it plays out. That is not even my problem because whether they survive it or not, that is their problem. As long as Black people are doing okay, that is just the only thing that I am so much concerned about. You know, one thing I'm going to say before I close, the fact that some people do not learn. Why am I saying that some people do not learn? I'm saying this because you all did not learn from what happened in Florida. How Ron DeSantis sent majority of you back out of Florida. If you did not learn that time, trust me, you will never learn again. I am not trying to insult you or trying to be mean or rude. But if you did not learn from what happened in Florida, you will not learn again. Because it is still very fresh in my brain because I kept reporting on it. How you all started calling Black people to help people. What did you expect Black people to come and do? When we saw the people that voted for Ron DeSantis, it was still your people. Your own people. See. Donald Trump, deal with Latinos, the Asians, the ones that are undocumented. Deal with them with what they will. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.